Hey guys, welcome back to another episode of Non-Essential Dialogue. I'm Tavyn,
I'm Payne.
and we got another fun-filled episode for you.
I like that we immediately came in with the hoping that things worked. We had so many issues and doing it. I like that we preface everyone with, "Hi, we're professional filmmakers, and we did this podcast so that we could fund our midlife crisis or whatever." And yet, every episode has consistently had some sort of technical issue.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, no, grips.
Yeah, right. So let's get into it. I'm going to go ahead and get up here, and he will explain the shtick.
Yeah, all right. So, like every episode, we start out, we're going to pull, starting with our medium here, we're going to see what we're going to make today.
This will tell us, the kind of medium that we're making thing in.
Hey, new one again, video game.
Video game, all right.
Sick, okay. So our 4 episodes in a row, we got something different. That's kind of rad. So it's working out.
All right.
All right, so we're going to do a video game today. So for video game, typically when we pull the things, we've been pulling from either the two below this, or if you watched the comic book episode and that fuckery. Video game, we got to pull from our
Easter egg.
Okay, what do we make?
So this will tell us the genre of video game.
Yeah, so like if it's a first-person shooter or a tactical or a tabletop or whatever. Well, not tabletop.
What you got?
But you get the idea. We've got platformer.
Platformer.
Okay. So we do a platformer, and now we're going to pull our genre. No, we don't need to pull genre. I think we need to pull those, right?
The two prompts.
Right, because we can't do a docu-series platformer. Well, I mean,
We can do anything.
The Office, the
You
platformer.
can do anything you put your mind to.
The Office platformer game. All right, actually get in here. Let's see, we've got Chosen One. And so these are, we pull every episode, we pull 2 of these that will tell us exactly what has to be in our game or in our
Two
creation.
random prompts. As you can see, there are a great many in there, but they have to be in the game.
River Styx.
The river.
All right. So let's start getting into it. So so we got to make a video game platformer that contains the Chosen One concept and contains the River Styx. So so in Dungeons and Dragons there is a world. It's called the world of Theros that you have. It's essentially the river. It's all within the Greek or Roman mythos. There's a group of people that they're called they were these golden masks. I can't remember what they're called right now off the top of my head, but they become these like faceless creatures by escaping what essentially is the River Styx. So by escaping the underworld, you get your life back, but you lose all memory of who you are, lose all of these things, and you come out as this new person, essentially, with a gilded. They wear these gold gilded masks that are unique to the individual.
I like the idea of losing who you are. So if this was some sort of...
Is it like Hercules in the River Styx goes in to save Megara? So maybe it's our guy hits the River Styx and and now he or she has to loses their identity and has to find it as they're going through the River Styx? Or along?
I don't really see this as like a narrative game. Telling a story in the background, but I don't necessarily see it as like a...
Not story-driven, but...
I see it like platformers. Think about platformers for a minute. We thought about River Styx. Think about platformers for a minute. Platformers are like classic side-scrolling games, like Mario. Everybody's played Mario before.
Yeah.
You're running across the side of the screen. You're dodging things. You're jumping through stuff. So I think when I see that, I don't think of like hyper narrative driven, trying to find out the identity of your own self from the past. I think like a fun, good time romp through this thing. But I think the River Styx
good old time in the River Styx.
Good old time in the River Styx. But I do like the idea of losing yourself, because that would give you like different builds or something you could do. You could be every time you played, you could be a different person, because you're learning along the way who you were. And in learning along the way, I think if you were I think if you were learning along the way, you would be choosing different abilities or something
I'm
like
inclined to like that idea. The only issue I have is that we are kind of bound in by this chosen one concept. So this has to be like the one.
You know how
It's got to be Neo.
You know
it's
how
got to
every
be.
episode we have a technical difficulty?
Oh no, we've had one.
Our overhead light is still on.
Chloe, can you that far left light switch right there? Can you hit that? Thank you. And then to your yeah. Great. We're almost there. And then on your left, there's that light. There's a power switch on the.
There it is.
Grip's not electricians.
There it is. That's why we
House lights.
That's why we looked so blown out. I love it here.
4 for 4, baby.
This is we'll never get it right. Well, that's energy drink o'clock, I guess.
Clearly not enough caffeine. To be fair, we did work 44 hours in the last 3 days.
Tuesday was a 17-hour and 45-minute workday.
You mean Wednesday into Thursday? Yeah. I'm still sore, dude. I'm still technically yesterday. Anyway, so this chosen one concept kind of locks us into having a specific hero for this thing. Whereas, like, I like the idea of this fun giddy romp through the river Styx. I'm not opposed to that, but I think that we do need to have, whether it's in the background or whether it's in the forefront, some semblance of a storyline that you're kind of going through to learn these things, and a reason for our hero to be there.
I still like the idea of different people because, so I guess it depends on, this is a platformer.
Mm-hmm.
Is it one cohesive story all the way through? Like, are we telling A to B, or are we worried about like replayability, going back and playing it again? Because chosen one doesn't necessarily have to be one person. Chosen one just means,
well, just say one.
This time you are the chosen one. So chosen one is like, all right, only so often does a person actually make it out of the river Styx.
What if that's the game? So what if that's the idea, is that Hades, Death, is testing his new like an escape route. He's basically testing, like, maybe he's got to have a way out, and it's his way of being like, if you can get out,
my
and
hardest,
he has people test.
The biggest problem we're coming across right now is that this game already exists.
Fuck. Oh, it does.
Hades.
This game totally.
So it
exists.
can't be that. It has to be something different, which is why I was proposing the like
hero
like romp through this. It can't be Hades. It can't be anyone who has ever played the game Hades, and I think the second one's supposed to come out soon. It's a roguelike. It's not necessarily the river Styx. It's making it out of,
but it's
Hades,
still escaping.
But the river Styx is in it, and Chiron is in it, and you have to escape that place.
Well, what can we add?
I think it's not like an escape through Hades. I think it has to be like a don't quote me on this. It has to be like a riverboat game. The whole game has to take place on the river Styx, and it's not like an escape Hades kind of game.
Have you ever played Cook Off?
No, is that the like multiplayer cooking stuff?
Yes, and
together.
It's fun, and we should all play it at some point. You, Chloe, and Reba, because it is. I'm looping you, and now you have to play. Because it's absolute fun chaos, and you're screaming at each other. And it's like work for us, except we're next to each other, and we have to cook things.
Can we still have walkies?
The point I think we can only have walkies.
Or does that make the game harder because you have to the person sitting next to you, guys? Just feedback.
Quit stepping on me. Steppage. I think
Somebody should make that game, or we should make that game. Whatever this game is that you're about to tell me,
film set.
it requires its own like party chat.
That'd be kind of
Only
funny.
one person can talk at a time.
Yeah, have like noise canceling headphones. So what? Kind of in that vein, but it's on the river. So the idea is you play in these different areas. You drive around little overworld, and you get to the thing, and you do the cooking mission, and it gets harder and harder every time. harder and harder and harder and harder. Harder every time.
I mean,
Ours could
we're in
get
Hades.
hotter.
It could certainly get hotter and hotter every time.
But what if, so playing off your riverboat idea or concept, is if we are our characters or characters, if you have a roster of them.
You could be the chosen ones. It can be chosen ones.
Sure, it could, I mean,
We make the game. I can decide whatever this is. The podcast is chosen ones.
well, you're the chosen one. I choose you. You're my.
Oh, you chose each
You're my. You're my soul wrangler. And the soul
wrangler.
And your soul wrangler, yes, has to on the boat. They're going down the river Styx, and they have to through a series of games or many games. They have to keep the souls in the thing
I think
in the river.
so. Basically, it's a multiplayer game.
Yes.
it's like a 2-person party
And
game
you're
or
jumping
a
from
4-person
platforms
party
and
game
shit to try and.
I think it would be cool if you had 2 players or 4 players. If it was
like work together.
If you did 2 different things. So one person was a dead person. They are a soul in the river.
Okay.
They act within the river space. The other person is an alive person, and they act upon the boat.
Someone's got to drive the boat.
Somebody's got to drive the boat. Somebody's got to keep stuff away from the boat. They're the only ones that, like, if you're a live person gets in the boat, you die. And if a dead person comes out of the water, you die. Your soul is erased or whatever.
And there's one character that is. I think we need to evolve it a little bit more, but essence of. There's one character whose job it is to push the dead bodies back, or the dead souls back into the river, and they're the chosen one.
but it's like a bad thing.
They got the Hercules with the glowing hands, and they're like.
I think it's kind of a thing at the beginning, like you get the little cutscene at the beginning, and it's like you get the whole chosen one lore. But whoever's playing, you all have to vote, but it's like it's an anonymous vote. And they have to choose one person to do the shitty job. And it's like, you are the chosen one. It's, oh, man.
And fun mechanic, just everybody picks a different person. Hades is just like, it's you.
I
Just
pick
gotta,
the votes are in.
You're
the chosen
I
one.
choose you. Oh, can't use that.
I think Chiron will choose whoever is the chosen one. Yeah, like him and like full maybe it's like him retiring and so he's like decrepit old skeleton man.
Pick his replacement.
it's just like two people get out of line and they get in the river, they're dead, their souls are coming ferrying through, and then two alive like adventurers or whatever have stumbled down into Hades, and he's like, you're the chosen ones. And he does, like
All right, you push, I drive the boat.
Like the Aladdin where they free Genie or whatever, and he like transforms and he's got like the swim trunks on and the like suitcase or whatever for beach vacation, and he's like,
yes,
you're the chosen ones.
Like, bone thin little legs, and he's got his little flip flops on.
His little like
nasty yellow toes.
His little like ducky rubber tube keeps falling down. Hey, you're the replacement.
He's the one that gives you the hints for like the next game that you got to do.
That's the thing. So like Burger Time,
challenge.
you go do different burgers. This one, you have to ferry the souls to where they're supposed to go.
Different regions of the river Styx.
Yes. So you have your like
the different challenges along the way.
If you're playing 2-player, you have 2 humans and a soul or a dead person. What? I don't like the idea of one person in the water.
I like the idea. I do like that idea.
But maybe
think
it's
if
not.
they're all on the boat, though, it allows you to complicate the game so much more because it gives you different. Then you have you've got all four of you are on the boat to start, and then you get further down. Now you have to take a second boat because there's enough people. So
maybe if
you've got to throw things to each other.
Maybe if it's like a roguelike sort of thing. The problem with having multiplayer roguelike, I say roguelike loosely, games is that if one person dies, they're out. It's hard to make a multiplayer game in roguelike because if you and I are sitting on a couch and I die and I'm permanently dead, I'm just watching you play.
That's boring. Well, if you fall in the river, you
die,
gotta get out.
If you die, you become the river, and if you live long enough, or if you succeed in the mission of taking that person,
that's gonna be its own obstacle.
You can come back and be part of the boat. But if you die on the way there, whatever direction on the sticks you go, I think our sticks is not, but it's like forks. It's like many different.
The river forks.
This guy gets it. This guy gets it. But our forks is like, you got to take the soul to this part of Hades, or you got to take the soul to this part, because there are those like layers where like fallen heroes go, and there are layers where actual bad people go, and so you get a soul, and it's like you got to take them here. So your party takes them there. If somebody dies on the way, then they go in the water and they can only interact in some way within the water. But if you make it there,
later we have you add a mechanic. You add a mechanic later where someone has to go in the water.
Yeah,
they have to like unblock something down in the river.
So you literally, somebody's got to die on the way there. If you complete it, there's some mechanic where you can come back and you can get back on the boat. Hades brings you back.
Well, and think of all the fun things
whatever.
all the things that you think of when you think of Greek hell. You know, you got fucking wraiths, you've got Cerberus, you've got the Fates. I would love this idea that like Cerberus really just wants to go swimming. He really wants to get on the boat. You gotta like keep Cerberus from getting on the boat because he'll flip it.
I like that. I like that maybe.
And that's your story.
I think that maybe the Fates have a part in it because or maybe they screw up, and that's why Chiron gets his vacation time early or whatever.
Those are like the little cutscenes, interactions. Chiron's like, I gotta get out of here. Can you approve my time card? And can you approve my PTO?
and that's when he's like, no, you don't understand. I have PTO, and if you don't okay it, I'm using it now. And they're like, but this isn't part of fate.
I've saved 17 millennia of days off, and I'm gonna take them.
Exactly. And so the next 4 people in line who are supposed to have their souls, whatever, taken wherever, the Fates like take their strings and just loop them into his and put them on the thing, and they're like, you have to get on the boat. So it is like a Burger Time thing where it's okay. So we've got that now. What jobs are there on this boat?
Okay,
what do the people do?
Someone's got to drive.
Someone's got to drive.
Someone can't be driving all of the time. So as it starts out, it's easy. Someone's driving. You're just pushing souls in. Maybe you got to like, you got to get the water out of the boat. Maybe there's repair jobs, things like that. But for simplicity's sake, the fun thing that they did with Cook Time, or whatever it was called, was as the game progressed, more things would happen and more things that you had to work together would happen.
Sure.
So I think like the idea of like someone eventually someone has to go into the river and then they have to survive and they have to get out. Or you got to keep the dog off. Or
maybe it's timered. Maybe almost like in the Hercules movie where like when he jumps in, he like slowly starts becoming old and decrepit. Like you've got a timer. Yeah. And so like there are things you have to do in the water. But when those things happen, you can't be steering the boat. Whoever's doing patch job, you guys all have to come here because somebody's got to get in. Somebody's got to do whatever the thing is.
Yeah.
There have to be people there fighting off the bad guys or whatever villainy is here.
Yes.
And somebody's got to throw the life ring to help them back onto the boat. So it's like a thing.
To keep the souls out, it's a paddle. It's if they get on, they can't get too far. They can't stay on the boat. You gotta push them off, and then to keep out.
I think that's one of those things that Chiron does in the beginning. Whatever that cutscene is, it basically tells you how to do it because he's getting out of the boat and all the like souls are, and he just
whack, get out of here.
Nothing's stopping me.
And we can add little items too, and like buffs or skins and stuff for the game and what have you. I like the idea of this overworld. So you get like, level 1.1, 1.2, 2.3, whatever. And you're going through, but it's like...
But I think it branches. I think based on like which direction... Maybe
the specialty missions?
I think maybe you get a choice of souls. I think maybe it's like these 3 need to go where they're supposed to go, and you choose the one that has to go to... We'll look it up here in a minute. I can't remember, but
you don't want them to get... The souls you have to transport can't get off the boat.
They can't get off the boat. So I think somebody's got to wrangle the soul that you have to keep them on the boat, and then depending on where that goes, you pick up other souls and you have to go from there. So it's almost like a crazy taxi or whatever. So like you dump somebody off and then you got to get some other soul and go back.
I like that a little bit ago you accidentally made the chosen one. Like the entire concept looped in perfectly with the fates going like.
Yeah. So they're like,
you're the chosen.
I think at some point Chiron's like, there's supposed to be a chosen one that takes over, and they're like, they just totally didn't do it.
Yeah.
And they're like,
completely unqualified.
However many controllers are plugged in, you see them string that many people up.
It's gotta be. So there's got to be a 20 different ones, and it's all these little tiny cutscenes of someone just like at like McDonald's flipping a hamburger and like.
I like in my head they were in line, but you're right. If they're in line and already down there, they're already dead. So
somebody's driving like the wrecking ball, and they're like,
maybe there are multiple characters,
Yes.
and your character select at the beginning. As soon as you come on, it asks you to select a character, and you're like, oh, this is weird. Like, selecting a character before I've seen anything, and so you choose like the burger flipping guy, and he's like, order up, and then you get the whole cutscene of him taking the vacation time, and the Fate's doing the thing, and then they're like, pull the thing, and he's like, order up. Sucked into like a hell portal or whatever.
yes.
You got like the dog walker girl. She's like the best wrangler or whatever. And she's got like 80 dogs that she's walking. And she's like, come here, and all the dogs just go in different directions.
I'm allergic.
So are they
A firefighter's just like,
so question, do the characters have different things, or is it just like,
and then a bunch of souls follow him.
Are the characters specific to jobs, or do we just have 4 characters and you just pick the character that does the job?
I think it depends. That's a fun, neat thing that we can do for DLC. I think you pick a job that you want to do,
and there's a couple of characters,
and there's a
that
set
job.
of those characters. So it's kind of like a pick your hero, but and then we can have
each one has like a little
buffs.
amplified ability for. I think this game's real cutesy, so I don't think we need to go complicated. But I think like the dog wrangler chick has
like
some
Mario
collar,
Kart adds characters
some sort of like collar thing that she could put on a soul.
She's good at
she's a
wrangling
great
the
wrangler.
souls. Yes.
And so like you can do other things with her, but
The
like
firefighter can actually stick a hose in the water and blast the souls
yeah,
back
yeah,
in.
yeah. So like I think there's jobs. How many? Well, there's 4 people, so there's gonna be 4 different.
Yeah,
jobs.
4-person. I think
like
is the
navigator is good. The person who's going to steer, and the person
some
who's
sea
gonna do the
captain.
map. And it's like you got sea captains, but you've also got
Chiron's gotta like hate that guy.
you've got like what's
Chiron's
the,
like, oh, you think you're good at this, do you?
yeah. I think there's like a cheerleading captain or whatever that's also there.
Gives
and
everyone like a speed buff.
yeah. So we've got navigator, we've got wrangler, which we'll call whoever has to keep the soul on.
Baseball player for bonking the souls back in.
Oh, for sure. His paddle
he gets
is
a bat instead of a
his paddle is that's the European one. He's got a cricket bat. It's flat on the bottom.
dog.
I don't know anything about cricket. Wickets is what he yells when he hits it. I know that one. I've seen an episode of Tour Bluey.
Yeah, in it.
I don't. Is that anyway? So we got Wrangler. We
That's
got
their innings.
Navigator. We've got what do we call that person? What do we call the bonker?
The bonker. Navigator's easy. Wrangler's easy.
Navigator.
What's the other jobs though? So we've got
So bonker has to keep. Bonker's the bad guy interactions.
yes.
I think they can all do the jobs. So if the bonker's doing something and he's like, I'm over it, somebody get the thing, and they can all do the thing, but each one
Maybe-
does the thing a little bit better.
Maybe one person does the thing better. Yes, one person does the thing better, but they can do all of the other jobs. So
Sure.
like the cricket player, he starts with his bat, his cricket bat, but he can do all the other things. But his cricket bat gets like maybe it keeps souls down longer or something like that.
I mean, whatever it is, they each have jobs. So we've got
But what are the jobs? So bonker, wrangler, driver.
navigator, wrangler, bonker, and something else.
Oh, it's
What's
got to be a
the-
repairman. Some of
Repair-
it's got to be the deckhand. And the deckhand's job is like keeping the deck clear of debris, patching holes.
I like that because then you get all these fun
Bailing.
characters. Like you get like the high school janitor.
yes,
Gets
dude.
sucked in. He's like cleaning up some kid's vomit or whatever, and then you see him in hell, and then some kid slips on the vomit and falls. Oh, it's everywhere! And then he's in hell.
The Burger King worker's got like a spatula for like flipping the souls back out.
yeah. Yeah, I like that. So what do you call that? The deckhand,
Yes.
deckhand, navigator.
There's a better word for that.
wrangler, and I like bonker, but I also think there's probably a better word for bonker.
The mechanic.
Mechanic. Okay.
Mechanic. And the mechanic's the one that always has to go in the river. Because he's got to go under and maybe repair the bottom of the boat.
Is the person that goes in the river a job? Is it the diver?
Is there more jobs than there are players?
I think. Ooh, that's actually kind of interesting.
So maybe it's
So you
6
always
jobs.
You
You're always
always
missing something.
you always have like one hole in the team.
Yeah.
I think 5 jobs is cool. There's always a hole. So I think the other one is diver.
Diver.
I think
Yes.
diver is good because you can have like somebody from the swim team. You could have somebody pulled from like a like 1920s kind of thing where they've got like the huge fucking scuba suit on.
Yeah.
I think diver's cool. They're the ones that everyone can do it. Everyone can do every job.
Yes.
But they are better in the water.
They're better in the water. They're good. They go to water. They clear all the things, and yes, yeah, that's pretty good.
Okay, so we've got our things. We've got what people do. What kind of hazards do they run into?
I think environmental and in special levels.
Special
so like
levels,
Cerberus,
boss
Hades.
levels.
Yeah.
I like boss levels. But they have to be goofy. Why would running into Cerberus be bad?
It's gotta be. It's gotta be meta. It's gotta be so they run into Cerberus. That's another game. There's another game where it's like like a pet sim where you got to take care of. You're supposed to like raise animals, and one of them is Cerberus.
It's all
and he's
three-headed-
always
it's
getting
all
the fuck out of
three-headed
the
animals.
fence.
I think
It's all mythological animals.
I think that
My
almost
mythic,
like
my mythic pet.
Castle. You played Castle Crashers.
Yeah.
You know they have the little pets. Like
Yes.
the little pets
Yeah.
that follow them around.
Yeah.
I think when you get to that level, like after the first or second level, there's always that level. And it's random every time, but you unlock one of those and they can stay on your ship, and it's always a 3-headed animal. There's a
Yes.
3-headed sheep, there's a 3-headed fish, there's a 3-headed, and it's like a little passive animal that can help you do things. And maybe you get the choice of 3 of them, and you're like, okay, well, for our build this time or for whatever we're doing, I think the job maybe
Maybe it's just mythological pets. Maybe it
Maybe-
don't need to be 3-headed. Like it could be Pegasus. It could be a Minotaur. It could be
I like that they all have 3 heads. I'm fine with Pegasus, but I want a
I do,
3-headed
but if we take
Pegasus.
that, if we take that and we spin that into another game later, it's gonna be weird to have all 3-headed pets for the game.
They're all Cerberi.
Cerberus,
Cerberus is the dog. Cerberi are 3-headed animals.
Pegasi, Minasai.
Pegi. We don't talk about those animals.
We don't like to look them in the eye.
No. But I like the idea that you get like 3 choices, and I think probably the best choice is the one that fills the role of teammate you don't have. So if the 4 people that are playing, none of them are divers, well, you pick the 3-headed fish. And then it gives you some kind of passive benefit for when your team has to jump into the water.
Maybe that's something you get. It's like it's a buff. I don't think you go in with it. I think it's a buff. I think when someone's driving the ship, hey, make sure as we're going down the river, make sure we get the fish because we need them because we have to go into the river later. If we miss the fish, it's going to be hard. So it's like buffs that you pick up on the way.
Sure, I thought it the little pets from the Cerberus level, your little like V-Pet game.
Yeah.
Whatever you're collecting or whatever, when you get to that point.
Yeah, but my point being, I think if you can just fill the hole with a pet, it's too easy.
I don't think it fills the hole. I think it's just like
Makes it easier.
if you have the little fish pet, he doesn't really do anything. He just stays on your ship and looks heckin'
Yeah.
cute, and it'll help us sell plushies, and it gives you like a 5% faster.
Cool.
swimming
That gives us a rack at
It
GameStop.
gives you like a 5% faster. It's just a passive bonus, but it's
sure.
a cute little animal that stays on your ship with you.
Boss level, the players, the heroes, the chosen ones, have to keep Hercules from getting Megara's soul.
Well, that's super like Disney.
Yes, but something along those lines is they got to stop. Someone's broken into hell to like save a loved one, and they got to keep them back out. They got to keep them in the river,
I think that
and it's hard. You got to have a good bonker.
I think that is. I think as you get further in the game, the difficulty behind taking souls to their positions also gets harder, just like the jobs get harder. So I think, if we're talking like Mario World 1-1, then in World, 6-3 or whatever, one of the different souls that you could get, because each one's like its own mini game. Some you need to take to a certain place. Some you got to take over a waterfall. So like each one has their own shtick. I think one of the shticks of the later ones is, hey, you got to take this soul where it's going because there's an adventurer coming to try and take their soul back.
Yes, dude.
So you get to that point where you're like having all kinds of fun, and then some awesome adventurer shows up, and you got to fight them to get them away so that you can or deliver the soul while they're chasing you with another ship. It's like ship on ship battle.
Yeah.
They're chasing you with a ship to try and steal the soul from you. You got to keep them off of you so you can deliver the soul where it's supposed to go.
That's the Cerberus level. It's just like it's like a big bone. Cerberus really wants that bone.
Floating in the But I like the Cerberus. I like that Cerberus is like a vendor, but like a pet vendor.
Yeah, you have to get past that level, then
You have to get past him, and then it unlocks him as a vendor. And at the end, he's like, "All right, choose your pet," and then you can like buff the pet.
That's our monetary system. The souls being returned is our monetary system.
I think they give you coins to put over your eyes.
Yes.
Like it's a little coin.
Like, all right, you made it.
Yeah. The souls are like, what? And well, that's the payment. Every soul that you take has the coins in their eyes, and once you drop them off where they're supposed to go, you take the coins.
You take your fee.
And then you can spend them at one of the vendors is Cerberus after you beat him, and you can upgrade the pet, or you can
Get skins, or
there's got to be a shipwright or something. We can do the shipwright,
upgrade the ship.
and upgrade the ship, and yeah, I think it's awesome. I think this is awesome. I think it's a good.
I think we nailed this one.
I think we nailed this one real fast. I think it's a good time to. We'll cut real quick, and we'll come back for our first draft.
But in the meantime, if you've gotten ideas for any other job positions or better names for the job positions, let us know in the comments what you think, and we'll be back here in like a second and a half.
Yeah, for you, no time at all. For us. And this is how we're coming back in. Don't worry, I'll cut all that. Welcome back. Welcome back for our first draft here. One of these days we'll get around to stop screwing stuff up. We'd like to tell you about our new game, Downriver.
It's cook time, but it's boats on the river sticks.
It's fun. 4-player.
Yes.
You can play it with 1. You can play it with 2. But up to 4 people on these boats.
So story
starts.
We start getting into mechanics. So the story is Chiron's got to go on vacation, and he needs somebody to cover him for his millennia of PTO. So now the Fates are stuck with having to find 4 random people.
Yeah, you get this cutscene of like him coming in. He comes up to the Fates and he's like, "Hey, I'm taking my time off. I need a vacation. I've had 2 minutes." And they're like, "You can't. What? No, that's not how this works." And he's like, "No, I found it in my contract." And he's got a contract that's like this many papers. He finds it that and he's like, "I've accrued 1,000 years of PTO. And there's nothing you can do about it. I'm leaving." And they're like, because the Fates didn't choose whoever the next people were. So they find 4 random people and they pull their threads and they tie them to Charon's ship. And all of a sudden you get this like this cut to like
your character you picked at the beginning of the game.
Yeah, you cut to the whatever character that you chose at the beginning of the game. Well, we have ones that are done already, but obviously there's unlockable characters. And if you choose one of the unlockable characters, this cutscene changes.
Yeah.
But you get like a railroad worker who's like halfway through swinging the hammer and gone.
You get the aquarium diver underneath, waving to the kids.
Yeah, and then gone, and they like think shark attack or something, and you got like the suburban dad who's driving. He's got his big atlas out, and he's looking at his kids in the back, and then all of a sudden he's gone, and they're all. So after this cutscene, you get into the.
On the Fates Hill, you gotta ferry the souls.
They bring those 4 people down, and they're like, "Hey, sorry, Chiron's on vacation. It's up to you to deliver the souls to where they're supposed to go." The River Styx is made up of these souls that didn't pay their fare. So if you didn't pay your fare, you end up in the Soul River, and they're part of the thing that you're going through, and they're trying to claw at you or whatever. But people who did pay their fares put the coins on their eyes.
The obols,
which is our currency in the game. If you take someone to where they're supposed to be, whatever level of hell they're supposed to be on, you take the little eyeballs out and they're obols, and you put them in your pocket, and that's what you use to pay vendors with.
So after that we're gonna dive into some mechanics of the game. What kind of how this shit works. So we've got 5 jobs, 5 classes essentially of characters that you can work with. So as you unlock other characters, they'll be put into the specific 5 categories. If you pick that category, you can still do the other job.
Every character is capable of doing any job.
They're just better at that class.
But each individual character has a specific thing that makes them better at doing one particular job. Now, the problem is there are 5 jobs
but the game is only at maximum 4 players. So
Yes.
each time you will be missing one job. So you need to make up for whatever that is with items or putting somebody specifically on 2 duties or something like that.
So they got each job has a specific thing. So first we've got the shipwright, and their job is to run around the ship and repair the holes,
Fix it, scoop water out. Do the things that keep your ship moving down the river.
Yes, and then we've got the bonker. We thought of it. We were trying to come up with different names, and we're sifting through the source.
Just kept coming back to that one. This is sometimes the souls that are in the river get a little handsy. They try to make it on the ship. Sometimes other mythological creatures or enemies or whatever try to get on the ship as
When you're
well.
dead, they just let you do it.
The bonker's job is to beat them off. it's to keep them off the ship. It's to keep them off the ship and away from you. Easy job. Everybody's good at that.
That's why we couldn't call it the beater.
Yeah, that's why we couldn't call it the beater, so I couldn't make that joke. Joke's on you guys. Found a way to anyway. The navigator is typically the person steering the ship, but also the person who kind of directs the ship as to where you're going next.
We got the wrangler, and their job is to take their rope or their leash or whatever the class item is, and get these souls and keep them on the boat.
You
keep them from
the
getting
soul
off.
that you're delivering from leaving. You keep them from being lost. So some mechanics, hitting rocks, knocking the ship over, getting invaded by things, all these things also have the opportunity to set your soul loose, or maybe you get the soul of a restless person who just tries to get off anyway.
Some
So you got to
rambunctious
keep
little
them
fella.
on the ship during the trip there.
And we've got, I think, last diver.
The diver.
So the diver is that sometimes you got to go under the boat. Sometimes something underneath's got to be repaired, or something's got to be broken loose, or some other mechanic in the game has to happen.
Then the reason this game, like we pulled platformer. So a lot of this game is has to do with platforming. A lot of that is the navigator and the diver. So the navigator who's driving the ship, obviously, hell is in different levels. So some of these things are going under the water, or taking a geyser that takes you up, or moving up levels.
Or you got an enemy,
to dodge
on shore
things.
throwing things. and
Enemies
bonkers
on
gotta jump
shore
off
throwing
and
stuff. It is the navigator's job is going to be a lot of like
going up through locks,
going
to get
up,
through, and you
getting
gotta
out of
get
the way.
to switch.
But the diver's job, you're going to have to get out. If there's anything on shore that needs to be done, a switch has to be thrown, a lock has to be activated, something, the diver's going to have to get out. They're going to have to jump on platform to platform to get there, to do the thing and come back out. Even so much as somebody climbing the mast to get to the crow's nest or whatever. Like, there's a lot of moving around the ship that is platforming. There's a lot of moving down the river that is dodging things and moving from tree, like branch of the river to branch of the river, to getting through these different mazes and whatnot.
Someone's got to pick up the fork.
And then verticality of getting from the levels of hell to other levels. The obols, like we said, are our money.
They're in-game currency.
The vendors that you will meet are going to take those obols to do different things, but also unlocking new characters is a
Unlocking new characters, getting tools from the item vendor, getting your temporary items, your pets.
sure.
Which we get into that.
We still, like we said earlier, we have the Cerberus that gives out the pets. He's one of the bosses, and once you beat him, you can get your little 3-headed pet.
Yes.
And those are sort of, I think one of the optimal strategies will be to select whatever pet sort of fills in that gap for the 5th job that you didn't have that person for.
Adds a little bit of tactic to the game.
Adds a little bit of tactics to the game. And then as far as like getting other characters, you probably use some sort of the obols and things you get from the bosses to select new ones, and you buy those from the fates.
Right, there'll be a roster of characters you can unlock or purchase, and then, obviously DLCs down the road, but our starting characters.
Well, early on, the main mechanic is taking these souls to where they go. It's very like A to B. Take them here, survive it, whatever. As you get deeper into the game, there are more things that impede your way. There may be sea monsters that you run into, or maybe somebody's chasing you to try and maybe it's an adventurer trying to get this soul back, and they're chasing you, and the things become more than just A to B.
Yeah, it gets complicated. The mechanics are going to evolve, and we'll have like kind of like how Mario has the Chapter 1, Chapter 1, 2 through 10 or whatever. Then you get to chapter 2-1, chapter 2 through 10, and kind of like that. And things will get more complicated the deeper into the chapters you get.
And
to
introducing more
the game.
mechanics and more items that do different things for each character. And to get you to that point where at first you're like, oh, yeah, I repair the ship. But by the end of it, the Wrangler is holding a board against the wall while the shipwright is repairing it. But then the soul's getting loose, so the shipwright, the Wrangler has to let go of the board to run over to retie the soul that's getting loose to give it a few more minutes of safety before running back to grab this and helping the bonker bonk something on the way back over there. It's gonna be everybody moving around. There's constantly something to be doing, and you're gonna have to trade off. Is it worth repairing the front of the ship right now when the whole back half of the ship right now is being invaded? You're gonna have to choose what it is that you want to do and when you want to do it.
Yeah.
Let's go to our characters.
Yes, our characters.
So, obviously, we have Charon and we have the Fates. There are like characters that set everything up. But
there's your in-world characters.
As far as our 5 starting characters that you can select.
So we've got our navigator is Alan, the suburban dad that we told his story a little bit earlier.
His item is his atlas. So obviously he's Mr. Suburban Dad in the car talking to his kids, gets portaled out, and he is the classic dad in the driver's seat. I think he's got his like little hula girl that he puts up on the
for sure. And he's got the glasses, they flip up the sunglasses.
Oh, for sure, the flip up glasses so that he can he can read the atlas.
A little bit of a sunscreen.
Yeah, the sunscreen. That's great.
We got our shipwright.
Our shipwright is the Red, our railroad worker, who can swing 2 hammers at once. His thing is his big hammer that he has. Well, eventually you get to the point he can have 2 hammers, and so he's a little bit better at repairing holes in the ship.
Yeah,
just like the suburban dad is a little bit better at reading the future branches because he has his big atlas.
Yeah, so you can prepare for your next level a little bit and get some hints.
Each of these characters, like we said, can do all of the jobs. It's like, but you choose a character that's just maybe a little bit better at each one.
We have our bonker, who is Nigel, a pro cricket player.
He's our cricketer. He gets portaled straight out of a bowl into the ship, and he uses his cricket bat to keep the souls or to keep the enemies off of the ship and sort of be your defensive person.
Yeah, his bonks are like the equivalent of 2 bonks for a regular player.
He's got
kind
the
of
funny
thing.
accent. He's still got all of his his gear on from playing. So he's a little more armored.
We got our diver.
So I think during the cutscene, like at the beginning, like we said, you'll choose your character, and then you'll get into the cutscene that's Chiron saying he's going on PTO and the Fates, and then you watch the little cutscenes as the Fates pull whatever characters you've selected from out of their homes. This one is she pulls, and you see Laura in an aquarium, and then Laura is replaced by Serena of Atlantis as she pulls on her fake mermaid fin on the bottom half
aquarium
half of her body. She is an aquarium mermaid actress. She shows up here with her fishtail, which allows her to move quicker in the water than other characters.
And then we've got the Wrangler. Becky, the dog walker. She's in her Lululemon pants, and she's got a little crop top, the blonde with the ponytail back, and
the high ponytail and the visor. She is our dog walker, and she's walking like 15 dogs at once, and she's just she's getting to town on the power walk or whatever,
the hip swing,
and then she is sucked into a portal, and all the dogs go in different directions, causing chaos. And her specialty is her leash that she can use to tie the souls that are on the ship up, that stays longer than like a normal character with the rope.
Okay,
Which leads us into vendors.
Yes.
Our vendors, which are our non-playing characters, are Cerberus, which you've heard about before. He's our pet vendor. You beat him, and then he unlocks the little pets that you can keep on the ship. We have the Fates, which are our character vendors. When you beat bosses,
you get to, every time you unlock a new character, you get to see that character's intro.
Oh yeah, for sure.
Sucked down to
There's
hell.
probably some hidden characters that you can unlock, but as far as the ones that you like buy from the Fates, you'll spend whatever currency that you get on them, and they'll pull them, and you'll get to see other little funny snippets of pulling these characters out of nowhere.
We got the item vendor, which is if you know your Greek mythology, you got Daedalus and Icarus.
Yeah.
You got crazy Daedalus, just
Daedalus
things.
is a nut bag, and you like go up
bolted
to him.
in.
He'll have the hammers and the ropes and whatever other items. Our tools, we can go ahead and jump into tools here. So like the starting tools.
We got shipyard still.
I'm just we're going into Daedalus right now. Sure. The first things you'll see from him are the hammer for the ship
These are the tools that are
ride.
in the chest, like your starting tools. Everybody starts with like their class item, but you still need what you're
You
missing.
can buy more
Or
of
if
them.
want
You can buy the one
extra,
from the person that you're
so you can help.
missing. So the shipwright would have a hammer. The navigator would have a spyglass that kind of helps them see the road ahead. The wrangler has ropes. The bonker has an oar that can help them. The diver has goggles. This is what you're getting from this guy. But as the game goes on, they'll get further. You'll get
different things and
tasers and all kind of like, a drill to help you repair the thing faster because we're going all over the place.
yeah, box of screws,
Just to be funny. So, but Daedalus is crazy. So he's just like a nutcase that you get the stuff from, and Icarus is kind of the little guy that goes and gets it off the shelf and brings it to you, and is like, "You need to leave. Just get out of here. This dude's great. Just take it and go, please.
Take me with you. Take me with you.
And then we get into the shipyard, which is who else but Theseus. Theseus offers you pieces of his old ship to make your ship better and improve your ship as you make it through these levels.
And each of these are unlocked after like mini boss fights. So as you progress
Yeah.
through the game, you unlock these vendors to get to and then at that point it then becomes pertinent to have these items and have these things.
So we move on to our end game. Our end game is using boss currency to unlock new characters, but each of these bosses that we have, you start a run, you get a boss at the end. Throughout your run, there will be little hints at which boss you got, which final boss. Maybe there are little pieces of a map that you put together, and those correspond to the Minotaur boss, which would be sort of our navigator boss. This puts you in a labyrinth here, in like a sewer labyrinth where you're trying to find the Minotaur and do your thing, but the navigator's job is really important.
It's each boss has a piece of Chiron's vacation plan.
Of course they do. So the Minotaur you fight, it's the navigator. You need to be able to go through his labyrinth to be able to finish that one.
Yes.
Give us another one.
After that, we've got the Siren, which is our our diver boss. And this is, oh God, where'd I write it down?
Ligaya.
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 The Siren. And she sings and, charms the navigator into crashing into rocks and hazards in the way. And the diver has to,
This is the shipwright.
Oh, I fucked up.
Yeah, as per usual.
Typical.
The shipwright, because she sings and it leads the boat into crashing into different things, and it's up to the shipwright to fix those holes and keep the ship in working order while you're fighting the sirens. The diver is the Kraken. The Kraken shows up and begins attacking the ship, and so everybody's kind of worried about keeping the tentacles off, and the diver has to go underwater and poke its eyes or whatever. And I think if everyone's on the ship and all you're seeing is the top of the ship, then the water is inked and you can't see underwater. But once the diver goes under, it sort of opens that view up underwater, and you can see what's going on as you try and fight this Kraken off of the ship. We also have Achilles, who is our
He's our bonker boss.
He's our bonker boss. He is trying to invade your ship. He's trying to get on it and take control of it. And you need to have your bonker knock him off of the ship and keep him away from you, so that he doesn't.
Shipwright's putting up walls,
so that he doesn't steal your ship and try and continue his expedition through the hells. And our our final boss is for the Wrangler. This is Oedipus. You're tasked with taking
Oedipus desperately wants to get back to his mom.
You're taking Oedipus's soul to where it's supposed to go in the hells, and he is trying everything he can to get off the ship because he's looking for his mom, because his mom's down here and he needs to find her. And if you're not aware of that story, just look up anything to do with Oedipus. And I think this is more of a kid's. It's not necessarily a kid's game, but kids can play it. So we'll have this just be like if you know, and he's really trying to get back to mommy and find where she is. So it's up to the Wrangler and this boss fight to try and keep him in the ship. Like Tavyn said, all of these things have like a little piece of something. So once you've completed 5 different runs of this game and gotten all of these bosses, you can accumulate Chiron's vacation plan.
Yes, and then you get to unlock Chiron, who can do any job on the ship, but just the one. And
Well, you get his boss fight.
Or yes, you get his boss fight, sorry.
You do another run after you've gotten those 5. So on your 6th run, your final boss is Charon. So you'll end up going through the thing like you normally would, but you end up leaving the river Styx, and you go onto a little beach, and you see Chiron and his like rubber ducky thing and his whole vacation shtick. And
he's got his chair out. He's in his shorts.
His little skeleton legs poking out from under him, and he's
sunscreened.
He's so upset that you're there that he goes off into a tirade, and you have to fight through 5 different phases of a boss
pertaining
battle.
to each of these classes.
Each one pertaining, he's trying to destroy the ship, and the shipwright has to help. He's trying to knock you guys off the ship, and the bonker has to be doing all these things, with the final one culminating in the Wrangler.
Keeping him on the boat.
Because he's standing on the boat, and he wants to be anywhere but this boat. That's why he went on vacation in the first place. And the final fight is sort of this wrangling fight of keeping him on the boats because the fates want him back. And in beating him, you've beat the game and you unlock Chiron as a playable character. So he can now he has 5 different sort of passives depending on what role you choose him in. If you want to be the diver and you choose him and you put him in the diver role, he's got a specific thing for that. He's got a specific navigator, so he can play any role and have an ability in them, but not all of them. He's not just like categorically the best character to play once you unlock him. It's just he can slot into any role because he did the job himself for a long time. That's the end of the game. Obviously, we'll have more little Easter eggs in there, and you can play more things. And obviously, you want to do a run with Charon. And as a little treat, since this was a fast episode, we did sort of prepare one DLC.
Yes.
Why don't you tell them about the DLC?
We were like, we kept coming back to Davy Jones. Like, how do we do this?
We kept coming back to
want to
Pirates
use him.
and Davy Jones.
So we decided our first DLC is going to delve into pirates, and your big unlockable boss character is the cannoneer or navigator.
Cannoneer.
Yeah. Well, DLC. When you get the DLC, you also get the new job, which is the cannoneer position.
A new position, a new class opens up, which is the cannoneer.
The character that comes with that as your first cannoneer is Tanya the cheerleader. And she has a T-shirt cannon, and she is pulled straight from a basketball game.
She's pulled straight from a basketball game, ripped with her T-shirt cannon, and you can attach that cannon to the side of the ship and use it as a cannon. The whole theme of this thing is pirates. You'll sort of stray from the river Styx into these pirate-infested waters and sort of riverboat around there with Davy Jones as that gets added to the boss pool of our main game. He and his ghostly flying Dutchman or whatever.
You get like a skin for your ship. And
we'll shoot it. Like it introduces ship-on-ship combat.
Yes.
And we'll have cannons. So our new class is
you get the platforming going back
is
and
very
forth.
much a ship-on-ship combat class that improves your ability to fight other vessels.
And I think that's it, right? Because we did the name.
Yeah, I mean this is Downriver, our
Downriver.
fun 4-player co-op platformer, roguelike, whatever it is.
Whatever you want. And if you could think of a better name than Downriver, let us know, or any other DLCs that you think would be really fun.
That's what I want to. I want to see what other people think is fun as DLCs.
We had a lot of fun coming with like the Cannoneer. It was like it was a neat one. Davy Jones, obviously.
Cannoneer, and we kept coming back to Davy Jones. So like, if you've been thinking about something the whole time with whatever ship-based or Hades-based kind of thing that you think is interesting, we'd love to hear about it. This is the part where we shill. Don't forget to like and subscribe. And also,
the notification.
hit the little bell thing, notification thing, because who knows how often these are going to come out. We're trying every other week so that you're notified when they do come out. Thanks for being here. Thanks for listening to a whole lot of non-essential dialogue.
And we'll see you 2 weeks from now.